How you feeling, Pastor Chris? You nervous as much as Aldo is?
Doing good.
Super nervous.
Good, because we're gonna trek through this uncharted water together.
All right. Looks like we are live.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Aldo. Start us off, man.
Okay, cool. Well, then, just for everybody tuning in, we're going to be doing this thing weekly, and we're going to be inviting guests from our church to be, kind of get to know everyone and just have a little fun in this crazy time that we have, a lot of time that we have. Yeah. First person that we're gonna have here today is Chris. He is the pastor for New Life Community Church Carlisle, in case you guys don't know. And yeah. How are you doing, Chris?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing tonight? Just enjoying staying home?
As much as we can, for sure. As much as we can. It's nice to get outside for a little bit now, you know?
Yeah, I went for a walk today. It was nice weather, and it was good to see people wandering around. Tried to keep my distance, but good to see people from afar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's great. That's great. Aldo, should we start off with some questions now?
We're gonna start off with some questions. So you want to go ahead, Ken? You want to ask one?
Yeah, let's just start off with some basic questions. Where were you born, and when were you born?
I was born in Des Plaines, I believe. I was born in Election Brothers Hospital, I think is the name of the hospital, on March 16th, 1978.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And how many siblings do you have?
I'm the second, and there's four of us all together. So older
okay.
sister, and then me, and then two brothers.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Who's
I didn't
your
know you. I didn't know you had an older sister. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. She's I think like 3.5 years older than me. So.
Oh, nice. Cool. And did you play any sports growing up? There was what was school like for you? Were you into a lot of clubs, or not clubs like clubs, like like chess club or anything like that, or like the bowling team or the track team? What?
I think that's how they dance in the chess club. Although that's the way they do it in the chess club.
That's it right there.
I was on the chess club actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was no dancing there though. It's not allowed.
No, I liked sports growing up. I played a little bit of a bunch of different sports. Played baseball, played soccer, played some basketball, played football only with my friends in the park. Never like organized football. But yeah, tried to be an athlete. I wasn't really a very good athlete. Once you get to high school, Michael Jordan was winning championships when I was in like junior high. And so I was a part of everybody in the Chicago area who thought that maybe we could be like Mike. And I'm not. It didn't work out. But I liked playing, and I still like playing.
Did you ever get to see him live, like as a kid, like at the stadium or anything?
I did. I saw him at the Chicago Stadium before the United Center a couple times. We got to see him. My Uncle Joe brought us to a couple games at the old United Center. And then I had another friend who brought me to a couple games, and then got to see him in the United Center as well a couple times. My dad got some good tickets.
Wow.
We saw, my brothers and my dad and I saw a famous game where Scottie Pippen threw a chair and got ejected.
I saw highlights of that.
Yeah,
wow.
We were there. We were not that far away from where the chair was kind of thrown, so we got decent tickets to that game. His boss hooked us up.
Gosh, that is so neat. That is so neat. Wow, that's super cool. I think in my 8th grade year, so eighth grade was, if I was born in '89, eighth grade was 2003. So I think in 2003, do you recall if Jordan was still playing for the Bulls?
I don't. I don't remember. I think he was not playing for the Bulls. I don't know if he was playing for the
Google
Wizards
can find
then.
that
Or was
out.
it the Wizards?
He I think 98 was the last championship, and then he stepped away from the Bulls. So I don't know if he was even playing by the Wizards, but if he would have been playing, it would have been old Wizard Jordan and not young
Yeah.
Bulls Jordan.
That was tough to watch.
A quick Google says that Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards from 2000 to 2003.
There you go, Wizards.
Well, I remember as an eighth grader, we got tickets, and it was Wizards versus the Bulls. And
Oh,
so-
that's pretty good.
But the thing is, we were sitting at the very top of the stadium, so I just assumed when everybody started cheering, that was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty great. And I guess a controversial question, just to spicing up the mood here: Cubs or Sox?
All right, it's a complicated answer. So
We might lose some followers.
So I when I was little, my grandpa actually grew up like in Wrigleyville, back when Wrigleyville was like not the way Wrigleyville is right now.
Okay.
And he was all Cubs, and so I grew up watching the Cubs. My first baseball games were Cubs. My first baseball game was Cubs versus the Expos, which don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah,
And
from Vancouver, right?
they
No,
were Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
And then when in the 1990s, in some year I got asthma. I have asthma, and so when I discovered asthma, I got sick and I was in the hospital, and then I couldn't do anything for a while, for a couple of weeks. And in the 90s, the White Sox were great. They were really fun to watch. And I remember the Cubs were pretty terrible for a lot of that decade, and so I started watching the Sox. And because the White Sox, the White Sox were the original social distancing baseball team, and so there was always lots of space between the seats. So because of that,
that hurt.
I didn't make it up. I've seen it going around, but it was so cheap to go to the White Sox. So we would go to the White Sox. I mean, you could go for almost nothing. So we would go to the White Sox, and they were good, even though they didn't win a championship. And then, but I never hated the Cubs. I never became like Cubs versus Sox guy. And when the Cubs were becoming good again, maybe the year before, I guess 2015 or 2014, Jonathan came up to us I think the year before they won, and we had said we were White Sox fans because it was a lot easier to go to White Sox games. And he came up to us, and he was, I don't know how old he was then, I guess like 7 or 8, and he said, "Hey, Papi, I need to talk to you about something." I'm like, "You're too young. You're too young to bring that up to us." I'm like, "What is it? Did you kill somebody or what happened? Why are you saying it like this?" And he said, "I don't want to be a White Sox fan. I want to be a Cubs fan. They're good." And we're like, "Oh, well, that of all the things you could, need to sit us down and say, I need to talk about something, this is the easiest one. So go ahead, be a Cubs fan." And I am more a fan of Jonathan than I am of either the Cubs or the White Sox. And so when he kind of went back into the Cubs, I'm like, all right, I'll go back to some of my early roots of liking the Cubs, and I'll enjoy it. And so that was fun to enjoy together and watch together. And he's more of a Cubs fan than I was ever either a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan. So
I noticed that in the summers with his Cubs jerseys.
Yes, that's his church uniform is the Rizzo jersey. So, yep. So that's my complicated answer that both makes me not liked by anybody and not hated by anybody.
That's good.
Maybe just disliked by everybody.
Right down the middle.
Yeah, but it's an honest answer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good answer.
Well, here's another we actually got on Instagram. Is what's the best Chicago pizza?
Okay, so if it's doing real Chicago style kind of pizza, I think I overall like Giordano's the best of the Chicago style stuffed. But like most Chicagoans, I don't think I can eat that deep dish pizza very often because that is too thick. So after that, I like, what's it, Paisans? It's on Ogden. Is it Paisanos?
Yeah.
I like those guys a lot, and that's a good
Oh,
place
yeah.
to catch
The
catch
accent on the
game.
is the accent on the end or the beginning? Say paisans.
Paisans. I don't know. I've only read it on a sign. I've never conversed about
Yeah,
it.
I've
until
never really
now.
heard anybody say it. Like I've always just, you just read it and just paisans or paisans. I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah, we got to
You
figure
know
that
who?
out.
Melnati's makes a pretty good thin crust, actually. Believe it or not, if you like the thin, I like Melnati's thin crust. It's good.
I like them too.
Yeah.
I like them too. So how about neighborhood pizza then? Since we're getting closer to
Just narrow it
yeah,
down.
narrow it down. Little village area.
Oh, Little Village Pizza. I don't know. There's. I
Are
don't
we
know if I have
sponsored by anybody? By the way, is the church sponsored by any?
definitely not. Okay, I
Benjamin
will.
Tamales. That's
I
who.
will. I will admit to when I'm hungry and I'm in a hurry. I'll admit to that the Pizza Nova. I'll roll up by the Pizza Nova and throw it down real quickly when I'm on the run and hungry. So shout out to Pizza Nova for being cheap and having slices always ready to go.
Pizza Nova is the friend that never lets you down. Never lets you down. They're always open.
Yeah.
They'll never surprise you with greatness, but it'll also never let you.
They're consistent. I remember a really sad story about Pizza Nova. I was playing in my little backyard when I was in high school, and I heard like some gunshots, and we stayed close. Me and my brother and my dad. We were right in the little backyard by our house, which is 2 blocks away from Pizza Nova. And some of our friends from the community were like, "Oh, somebody got shot and killed in Pizza Nova," and so we're like, "Oh, no,
Remember that?"
sad." And by like 2 hours later, they were reopened. I was a little frightened, but Pizza Nova's always there when you need them, I guess.
I do remember that incident. So
Yeah. That was a sad moment. But
Pizza Nova was right back serving out the high quality slices.
they always bounce back. That's good. All right. Wow, we learned a lot right there. A lot.
We did. That concludes the show. All right.
Pastor Chris, outside of the several obligations and privileges that you get to serve on with speaking with, I know you speak with some universities, or you're on panels, or you're talking to churches outside of the US and a lot of churches here. What do you like to do on your downtime? What's a hobby? What's something fun that you just can relax? You have a day off and you can do whatever. What is it? What does that look like?
So if I have a lot of free time, I think my favorite thing to do is just to get a cup of coffee, go try some new coffee place, go to a different neighborhood maybe and try a cup of coffee and from a different place and kind of read a little bit and just walk around. I think both Chris and I we like the city, and we like to explore different places in the city. So if we get that kind of time, that's what we love to do. Other than that, I'd like to walk. I really like to walk around I like to go for a walk around the neighborhood. I like walking around Piotrowski, and we'll do that when we get a chance, or watch Star Wars movies, which is what we've been doing right now. We have only one left, and that's been relaxing to do. We're working our way through it. We had to go number 9, and it's not streaming for free, so we're deciding whether or not we drop the $20 and we buy it digitally, or we wait till they stream it. But we want to finish.
I think it's almost gonna stream.
Is it?
I believe so. I thought I heard something about in April it was gonna be on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sure.
We're on that one too, and we're like, should we spend $20 on Amazon just to finish, or should we wait? That's good.
I think they're waiting for us to spend the $20 to release it the next day.
That's true. You're probably right. So you mentioned Krista. Who's Krista, and how did you guys meet?
So
We all
Krista
want to know.
and I met in high school at a track meet. We met. We went to the same high school, and she was injured, and it was an indoor track meet. And we met that day. She she was more socially bold than I was. She came up to me and met me and said, "Hey, I haven't met you before." And so, I was a senior in high school and she was a junior in high school, and that's where we met. And we actually started dating. No, I was a junior and she was a sophomore when we met. It was in the spring. And then we started dating in the fall when I was a senior in high school and she was a junior in high school. So we met in high school through running.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
And,
So
eventually kept dating forever until we got married. So
wow.
You never know.
That's super nice. It's sometimes rare to find high school sweethearts.
It is. We didn't bank on it, but it just kept going.
That's awesome. That's really great. And you have 3 kids who we know are really great, but how would you describe each of your kids? Just a couple cool phrases, how would you describe their personalities?
Jonathan has like an exuberance for life. Jonathan is the 11 years old, and he's kind of like energetic, full of life, kind of tackles all of life with a lot of energy, and is a lot of fun. Hannah is very sweet and very creative and very thoughtful. She's the best at writing you cards, and if you're feeling sick, little things. She's very, very sweet and very thoughtful, more thoughtful than I am. And Isaac Isaac kind of lives all of his emotions to their fullest. So he experiences life, I think, to its fullest, whether he's unhappy or whether he's happy, whether he's sad or whether he's joyful. He's whatever he is. He's fully that. And he's a lot of fun. And he's a funny kid. He's like a really funny guy too. So that's my words for them, I guess, to describe them. They're great kids.
We love your family. They're all just so wonderful. Aldo, what do you got? You got some questions? A couple more?
Yeah, I got some. Well, the one that I wanted to start off with is, are you?
What's that?
Are you wearing pants?
You never know. I'm dressed up for the interview up top, but that's the beauty of this season. You never know what's going on below the surface, even in the world of Facebook Live. I'm actually wearing pants, and I'm wearing the same jeans that I've been wearing for an embarrassingly long time. So time for a new pair.
Okay. Well then, I guess based off of that question, who is your favorite biblical hero?
Exactly. The perfect follow-up to the pants question.
Exactly.
Okay, so the answer always has to be Jesus, and it would be Jesus, but I don't want to say Jesus. I feel like that's a cheater answer, even though it's the right answer, and the one I really actually think too. But I think, I love Paul, and I love Paul's vision to bring the gospel to new places, but I can't identify with Paul. Paul's like, he's like super, driven, tough. He's like, seems to me like real strong. And I would like to say that I'm like him, but I don't think I am. So the guy I kind of have tried to emulate is Barnabas. And Barnabas was like a guy who would come along, seemed like he came along Paul, was encouraging. I feel like that's a person I like to become like Barnabas. If I can grow up to be like Barnabas, I'll feel like I did pretty good for myself. If I can be in any way like Barnabas. So that's who I try to emulate, I think, in my life.
Yeah, I love Barnabas. He's one of my favorites too.
That way, if you don't know who Barnabas is, you have to be forced to go look him up in the Bible.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. Well, let's ask another one. Here. There's a whole list of questions.
All right, I'll go quicker because I'm like a master, so I answer really long.
You're doing great.
It's fine. It's perfect. All right. Would you rather be bald or covered from head to toe in hair?
Oh man, I definitely got to go bald on that. And although you might not know, I'm noticing it's just getting farther and farther. I'm heading that direction anyway, so I should probably embrace it.
So just completely bald, no hair, no eyebrows, no nose hair, no ear hair.
That would be an advantage. Those last two.
The nose hair helps you filter your air in a way. Like boogers are there or something like that. I
It's
don't
the
know.
original face mask.
Not too much of a Spain guy.
Yeah, I'll go bald.
Okay. All right. That's a
Good answer.
interesting one. Yeah. Okay. Here's the next one. What is your best scar story? So everyone has a scar from their childhood, from young adult. What is your best
Not emotional,
scar?
just physical. We don't need to
Not
go.
emotional.
Oh yeah,
We don't need to go too
No,
deep.
no. This is supposed to be fun.
Okay, I don't have like a lot of scars. I have a scar right here that you probably can't see, which came because a bee was chasing me on my bike, and I got afraid of the bee, and so I was riding my bike to get away from the bee and looking back at the bee and not looking forward, and I drove my bike full speed into a parked car and flipped over the car.
Oh, man.
And then when I got up, I think the bee laughed at me and flew away, and I was a bloody mess. So that's probably it. I guess I've learned
That's
to
a
be
good
more calm when bees are coming after you.
Ouch.
That is a good one. So should we keep asking questions or we move on? Ken, what do you think?
Yeah, maybe couple more, two more. Let's go two more, and then we could
Alright.
wrap it up. 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got one? You got one?
No, go ahead. You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. I'll ask another one. What was your first job?
My first job, I was a paper route. So kind of like Hoy or La Raza or some of those like free papers. There was a free paper, I don't even remember the name of right now, that we would bag. You get paid 2 cents per each paper that you bagged and then delivered. And so
Wow.
it was not a very good paying job, but that was my first job. I think I was like maybe like 13 years old. That was the first job I got any money for, at least.
Essential worker right there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Keep the ads coming.
Keep it.
One story for every 35 ads. That's the ratio of those people.
Yeah. How did you hear about that job? Like you
think-
just applied or
I think one of my other little friends one day busted out like $8, and I was like, whoa, high roller.
Wow.
Where'd you come up with that? And he was like, hey, if you want in, I can get you in. And I jumped in and made a lot of frivolous purchases with the very little money I made for that job.
That's good.
Nice. Ken, you got another
All
one?
right. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Just so we can kind of close off, just a couple more fun ones. What's your favorite holiday and why? Favorite holiday?
Man, I think favorite holiday used to be Christmas because there's just a lot going on, and probably still Christmas. I'd like to say because we celebrate the birth of the Savior, but also the presents. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Although now it costs us more money than we earn with kids, but I like Christmas, and it's a good part of the winter.
Yeah. And the last one, just in case anybody wants to give you a gift, for your birthday, that's on March 17th, right?
16th.
16th. Sorry, just
Close,
checking,
it's
making
close.
sure that our viewers are right on that. March 16th.
Never too early to start preparing.
Or if they just feel like getting you something, just because. You have a favorite candy bar or chocolate?
Dark chocolate. Good dark. Any kind of good dark chocolate, but not milk chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, like the real, 70-80% dark?
Yeah,
Cocoa,
bitter.
like
Good. Yeah.
concentrated.
Oh, wow.
I think I read somewhere it might be kind of healthy, and so whether or not there's anything more to prove that, I am sticking with that forever and riding on just that.
Isn't it a little bitter for you?
I like it. It's bitter. It's good.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, hey, I think that's all the questions I have. What about you, Aldo?
Well, I think that's let's move on to the trivia part of it. So we have some questions that we've prepared.
Uh-oh.
And it's just multiple choice, and they're kind of slightly tailored towards stuff that you know. So I'll read off the first one. On Sunday in Florida, it is illegal for a single woman to do what? A, to skydive. B, to send letters. C, to jog. Or D, to wear jeans.
One of those is correct.
One of those is correct.
According to Wikipedia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, go. A was what?
A was to skydive.
Skydive. I'm going with that.
B.
No Sunday skydiving for singles.
That is
That
is the right answer. That is the right answer for that. How did you just what a guess?
I
Or-
just guessed. Yeah.
okay. They are kind of wild.
They all
All
seem
right.
strange.
Yeah. The next one. So in Texas, the law one. In Texas, it's illegal to swear in front of what? A mailbox. B, a medicine bottle. C, a corpse. Or D, a child.
I'm gonna go with the child.
Ooh. Close.
What was it?
It is
Close.
a corpse.
You can't swear in front of a corpse.
You're not allowed to swear in front of a corpse. It's illegal. So
Makes sense.
much respect.
Yeah.
Ken, do you want to read the last two?
That third one is super hard, bro.
That's why I asked you to do it. Okay,
I'm ready.
I can't even do that one. It's too long. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
hard.
I don't know how to read that.
Just say C.
Almost. It was B. Good try though. Let's go to the last one.
All right.
Last one. When did
Last
the
one.
franchise begin? When did franchising begin? A in 1977, Star Wars.
It's a Star Wars franchise. When did it begin?
Star Wars franchise. In 1977, in 2001, 1999, or it never started. Inception type answer.
Well, I think the first one came out in '77, so I'm gonna go with that.
You know your stuff.
That is the right answer. You are 3 for 3.
All right.
That was it. I mean, the other one, I didn't even know how to. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty interesting because I didn't even know any of this stuff. Like, so it says the question is, what is the longest name in the Bible? And A is Nebuchadnezzar. B is Mahar Shalabashbaz.
It's one of Isaiah's kids.
C,
It is.
Jesus. Or D, Zaphnath Panea.
Mahar Shalal Hashbaz. That's
Oh,
Oh,
you already told me the answer was B. So
yeah.
that's
But you
right.
know how to say it. You know which one I'm talking about.
it's from Isaiah 8 or 9, 7, 8 or 9, somewhere right around there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, Isaiah 8:1.
There we go.
Right on the
Nice.
money, ladies and gentlemen. That's our Pastor Chris Opus.
Oh man.
That was unexpected, but I think we can end on that note right there.
That sounds good. I'll go out on a high note of being within 30
Yeah.
chapters.
That was pretty awesome.
That's cool. Well, thanks so much, Pastor Chris. Thanks for giving us some of your time. I know you're super busy, but for those of you that are meeting Pastor Chris for the first time or have already known him, he's a wonderful pastor of ours, and we have the privilege of serving under him. And get him some dark chocolate. The more
chocolate.
bitter it is, the better it is. Right?
Painfully bitter chocolate.
Painful. If you could just take out the chocolate part and just give bitter, it'll be the best.
Even better. Just bitterness in a wrapper. That's what I'm looking for.
Cool. All right.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
We'll see
right.
everybody next week.
All right. Have a good night.